I first came to know about Mackenzie on TV 2010 wakati alikuwa KBC. Nilikuwa namuona vile nilivyokuwa namuona babangu wa kiroho the year 2002-2001. So alikuwa na ubiri. Then sikumuona tena kwenye televisheni. And sometime in 2021 nilitamani kuwa kwenye televisheni na sikujua televisheni nitapataje.
Okay.
So ni kitu kanikujia kwa akili, why don't you look for a TV station ambao haitumiki? There are very many. Why don't you look for one?
Yes.
It ringed on me. Can I sioni ile Times TV. Na sikuwa namjua na sikuwa na namba yake. I had never met him in person. So nikamwambia one of my crusade managers, his name is Solomon, tuendeni tukatafute huyu pastor, sababu hatuna namba yake, tumuulize kama station yake inafanya na ili collapse imemshinda kumanage. Tulipofika, by good luck, tukampata hapo na baadhi ya watumishi wa Mungu. I don't know whether walikuwa wachungaji ama sio wachungaji. Walikuwa wameketi nje. I introduced myself, nikamwambia mimi sionangi station yako, kama iko na uitumii naomba unisaidie nayo, kama imekuwa cancelled niambie. Aliniambia iko, siitumii na haijakuwa cancelled. It drew me closer to the question number 2. Unaweza kunisaidia nayo? Akaniambia if we agree. We sat down. I can't remember if it was the following day or not. We sat down na akaniambia the charges, if you want to buy it then 3.5. By then nilikuwa na 500,000. Nikamwambia 3.5 mimi sina. Na nafikiria naweza nikatafuta. So we agreed kwamba naweza nikalipa polepole. Na it is obvious, unalipa polepole, nobody will allow you to sign any document. Na unalipa polepole na umelipa what percentage, maybe 20 or 17. So akaniambia wewe nenda, nimekupa ruhusa, ukimaliza kulipa we will sign a document. Na kwa sababu I think, this is what I think, I'm not sure, kwa sababu nilikuwa na kiu na kuenda stationi, because by then nilikuwa natumia babangu na alikuwa na ubiri every time. Alinipa ruhusa ya 30 minutes and I wanted to preach every time. Nikalipa cash through M-Pesa. I can't remember kama zote zilikuwa M-Pesa ama zingine nilipeana cash. I just want to be precise. 500,000. Then akanipa ruhusa, nikaanza kuitumia. Na vitu vingine zilinifanya sikununua hiyo station. Number 1, kuna wakati ningesikia akiwa na ongea na akiojiana na my fellow brothers Muslims, na angerifaa nyinyi hamjui kile ambacho mnasema. It came out very hard. Number 2, masomo haina faida. So ninataka TV, lakini TV unayotaka mwenyewe akona ideologies ambao hupendi. So nikasema hii station nikiweka kama Times TV, mtu atafikiria mimi ni yeye. Naweza nikaibadilisha iwe New Life TV. Watu platform providers wakaniambia it is not easy until you buy it. But unaweza kuiweka huko kijijini kwako, ukaiweke New Life TV, and that's what I did. In Coast Region ilikuwa New Life TV and we were just in Coast Region. That is how I came to know him. I didn't pay anything much. We didn't call moja na mwenzake, sababu akili yangu ikanikujia, why don't I buy, don't I purchase my own TV station? Na mtu akaniambia it doesn't cost more than 500,000. Nikamuuliza unaweza kunisaidia? Akaniambia ndio. Nikasema thank you Lord, I'm not going to buy this. Na yeye pia hakuniuliza na hakuniitisha pesa zingine. So I maintained it in the Coast region na nikafungua World Evangelism TV. Now that is how I came to know Mackenzie, and that is all I know about Mackenzie. Unless nimesahau kitu kingine, nikiulizwa nitajibu. Sikuwahi kuhubiri na yeye. Sikuwahi. I don't know mahali Shakahola iko. Sijawahi ona Shakahola na macho yangu. I saw Shakahola kwa TV wakati maybe viongozi walikuwa wanaenda. Na I think inahusika na hii. Yule mtu ambaye nafikiria alini associate na Shakahola ni mtu aliyeweka article kwa social media kwamba Pastor Ezekiel naye alichukuanga TV ya Mackenzie. These two men are the same. I did not take it serious kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa nafikiria, and I know our police and DCI are more professional. In one sitting, unajua saa zingine wachungaji tunaogopanga kusema ukweli kuhusu sadaka, but I came here to tell you the truth about sadaka. Ikiwa si kidogo,
yes,
what do you do with it? Na mimi honorable chair, naomba pia about this. Ita pia wenzangu waulize kanisa lako liko na watu wangapi, and what do you do with the offering? Because if you ask about New Life, uliza yule mwingine pia, mko na watu wangapi? 200. Watu wangapi? 10,000. Tell me what you've done with this offering. Hawa watu wakiwa wamekuja watatoa sadaka ambao huenda si kidogo. Some of them are online. Hii pesa ikiwa imeingia kwa church account na si kidogo, tumejenga nayo. Hakuna mfadhili yeyote, mzungu wala mweusi, hakuna. Kama yuko ajitokeze. Hakuna njia yoyote tunapata nayo pesa kutoka kwa mtu ambaye anatuletea pesa kwa njia yoyote. I can't remember kama nimechukua pesa kwa mkono wa mtu kanisani Mavueni. And I always tell them, unajua mahali madhabahu iko, weka sadaka hapo, usiniletee, sababu ukiniletea sadaka inamaanisha unataka nione ndio nikuombee vizuri. So they take it there. Ile ambao wametoa kupitia kwa M-Pesa till number huwa imeenda hapo. I don't normally know who gave what. So the funding ya New Life ni wale washirika. Na kama wako 45,000 people, nikisema huwa wanatoa pesa kidogo, mimi sitaki kuwa muongo. Ili unipeleke jela kwa ukweli kuliko kuniacha nje nikidanganya wewe na nidanganye washirika ambao wananiamini. Na hiyo pesa tumeitumia kwa hiyo, pamoja na ile ambao ningetamani uiplay pale. Na kama utaiplay hapo, utaiplay kwa nyumba yako. Please forgive me for that. Then tuipeleke kwa hao watu wa media, waonyeshe Kenya na mataifa ya nje. Then ile ambao tumefanya nao, because honorable chair, through this sadaka tumejenga one of the most modern international schools, if not in the region of East Africa, in Kenya. And we have facilities about some of the international secondary schools hazina hapa Kenya. I think, I'm not sure, maybe I've not done my research well. It is almost 50% complete. The only Olympic standard swimming pool in Kenya apart from Kasarani, it is in Kilifi County, kupitia kwa sadaka ya hao washirika. Ili siku nyingine mkialika international schools as a government na mnataka facility nyingine, there is a church ambayo imesaidia serikali kutengeneza facility kama hiyo. Badala ya kutangaza vile tumetangaza, we renovate Kasarani ili tulete Africa Cup of Nations. Unaweza kupeleka international schools huko na wakafanya swimming competition Kasarani, na ukapeleka nyingine Kilifi County ama Coast, na hizo pesa ambazo zinaingia kupitia kwa competitors and those who are visited, si zinaingia kwa county government or visitors and whatever. We have one of the most modern labs, IT labs, ambazo nafikiria, sababu mimi nimesomea tu, tuko na labs ambazo huenda haziko kwa university yetu, and I would advise you with humility to come and visit them and verify what I'm saying. We did this na pesa za washirika, among other things. We have one of the best hotels, among other things, ili apart from church, the government, the nation and the county inaweza kubenefit kwa hizi vitu ambavyo tunafanya. Isiwe thank you so much. Isiwe ni pesa ya sadaka imeenda kwa pastor peke yake. Hakuna any document ya title deed imeandikwa kwa jina la Pastor Ezekiel. Apart from maybe 2 or 3 vehicles tumejaribu kuziweka kwa jina la church, wakaniambia hiyo terminology sijui, labda Sami anajua. Uliniambia ni nini hiyo ambayo inakata? James account inakata. Sina gari langu mimi, sina nyumba yangu, hata hii saa receipt yake ni New Life. Hata ile nguo nyingine ambayo unajua nimevaa, si unaijua? Receipt yake ni New Life. Ili nihubiri injili, sadaka ya mshirika itumike kwa njia nzuri. Nikimaliza niende zangu. I never came to use church money for personal benefit. I have informed my wife and my children, nobody will benefit from church money. Nimeanzisha kufuga kuku. Niliambia mke wangu tangu last week, pesa za kuku, pesa za mayai, pesa za whatever, zisomeshe watoto wetu. We have 3. Hakuna haja ya kutumia pesa za kanisa. We have only 3. So that is how we have spent money, and that is zingine ukiniuliza nitakumbusha. We have a dam, the only dam ambayo iko Kilifi County na ni kubwa. Hii dam is a 9.5 acre dam. It is full. It is well built na imelindwa, imezingirwa na fence. Ili wakati wa drought, wakati community imekosa maji, tunaweza tukafungua waje wachukue maji, vile ambavyo tunasomesha watoto wa Kilifi over 200 students full scholarship secondary. Yule mama wa Kilifi atatoa maji wapi? Na maybe county government ili allocate money na haijaijenga. Drought haipigi ripoti. So as a church tumetengeneza hizo zote. Tunafanya farming, tumeajiri watu wa Kilifi County. Everything ambao zingine mkinikumbusha mimi nitayasema. Number 7, your view on regulation. Na umwambie mtu afunge akufe. Uwezi somesha watoto wa watu na uwe wengine. Yes. Hizo vitu haziendi pamoja. And I will use this platform, please forgive me, to invite the Senate on 2 conditions. Waje watutembelee, either kwa gharama ya serikali ama New Life iko tayari kuwalipia mahali pa kulala, jinsi ya kusafiri. Sababu kama tunalipia wengine chakula, kwa nini tusiwalipie nyinyi muje muone kile kinachofanyika badala ya kusema tu? I pray from the bottom of my heart. Please, Honorable Chair, you have the authority and the acting Deputy Chair. Compel my fathers and my brothers, plus my brother Honorable Boni Alwale. I thank God it's the first time I'm seeing you live. Wafike and my brother, and thank you so much, sir, through you, Chair. wafike watembee kwa hizo barabara, so that isiwe ni kitu ambacho Ezekiel amepresent a fiction. No, he talked about this, we went, we witnessed. Even if it is tomorrow, we will do it. I promise. We have discussed it before we came. Please, I beg you. This is because the former commission, or the commission that was appointed by the president, tuliwaandikia barua. There were 2 people who were arrested, Ezekiel and Mackenzie, about this issue. You went to Shakahola. I saw it on TV. Please, I beg, come to where I am. See what Ezekiel is doing. Ask him 1,000 questions. I will suspend the services to listen to you and to answer. They said yes.
Pastor, today we are having a lot of invitations. Even the DCI has invited us. And now you are inviting us.
I think
we'll see how we can deal with that. But proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Surprisingly, I don't accuse anybody. It is headed by my fathers in the gospel. They turned it down. They never honored the investigation. And they are going to present it to His Excellency. Investigating somebody who invited them, and they said, no, we won't come. On what grounds? Hatujui.
Okay.
Ukiperekea rais wangu kitu ambacho hujui na ulisikia na hukuoji Ezekiel, and you had the opportunity kumuoji hivi, what are you going to tell the president? Na Ezekiel amekuita, haja ukataza. For your information, Mr. Chair, Honorable Chair, hakuna mtu wa serikali zaidi ya maaskari waliokuja kuchukua the supposedly said evidence ambaye amewahi kanyaga New Life. Unatamani this thing being said, si mtu wa serikali aje tu, so that aende aseme this thing being said by about this man, this is the truth. Hakuna. You are being persecuted there. Please, I beg you to allow me to talk a bit.
Yes.
Thank you,
we're listening.
Thank
we are
you,
all ears.
You are being persecuted there, plus the entire church, and the more than 45,000 people, on something even a slightly senior official from the government hajawahi kuja kuverify. The only people who present me before the government and the parliament ni hawa. And you know, a lawyer present a good person and a bad person.
Correct.
So who will judge whether I am really bad or good? I told them, please call the media, put it live, wachunguze, wakipata kaburi hata ya paka, wachukue huyo paka wapeleke kule. And don't hide anything. You know, lawyers will ask you, Pastor, tell us the truth. Nikawambia, investigate the truth yourself. Then I will tell you the truth. They told us, yale ambao tume.
Hello, good afternoon, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Elijah Geshoro. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in case you're new here, tap that subscribe button. But if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me. The reason I get to do these videos, without your support, I could not be doing this. Like I said, this is the greatest YouTuber in the Republic of Kenya, and the E in my name stands for exactly what you need. Pastor Ezekiel Odero today is in Nairobi, Kenya. He has been summoned by the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. Okay, so he was summoned to shed light on the allegations, particularly Shakahola, his association with Pastor Paul Mackenzie, the cult leader that led to the death of over 400 people, and some are still getting evacuated, or not evacuated per se, but exhumed. Thank you, that is the word. Some are still getting exhumed. And It was the most horrible, most horrific cult ever in the history of the territory of the Republic of Kenya, and by extension the world. It is among the top worst cults ever in the whole world. And this gives the impetus why the government is very careful, very cautious, to ensure that nobody else dies in such a manner. It was horrendous, to speak the least, and the government is really putting in place measures to ensure religious extremism is not something that will be experienced in Kenya ever again. So Pastor Ezekiel was invited today, and he spoke about his association with Mackenzie, saying that he first met Pastor Paul Mackenzie in the year 2010. And the reason why they spoke or their association was because at the time Pastor Mackenzie had a television station, Times TV, and Pastor Ezekiel wanted to buy a television station, and so that is how they interacted. He didn't have the money. He paid in installments, and finally he was sold that television station. So based on that association, this is where now the government comes in to see, does it mean that even Pastor Ezekiel is also a member of violent extremism? Bearing in mind, first of all, Pastor Ezekiel has a very huge following. I dare say that he's the largest pastor by what? I think he's the largest pastor by followers, by the basis of follower, by largest pastor by based on followers, because his church is attended by over 40,000 members physically, and the others online. He has a very big church. I guess I want the other media outlets to investigate this, but as it is now, Pastor Ezekiel has the largest church in Kenya by landmass and by follower base. So the government is curious. It wants to find out, how comes you have all these members? How are you in any way affiliated? And these are the questions the Senate is asking. And for him, he's saying that he himself does not agree with the sentiments of Mackenzie, that people should not go to school, people should not get educated. In fact, he has provided documentary proof that he actually pays fees for people. He actually pays fees for students. He has actually paid bursaries for some students, and so there's no way you can be paying for people fees and giving bursaries, yet you don't agree with education. It doesn't make sense. If you don't agree with education, then there's no need of paying school fees to anyone. So that is then what is right now, what is going on right now. He says he even requested to change the name of the television station, because if people see that he bought Times TV and Times TV was associated with Mackenzie, and then he continues preaching, people will associate Mackenzie's ideologies to Ezekiel's ideologies, which is not true, because for him, he advocates for education, he advocates for people to have government documents, he advocates for people to eat. In fact, he has said he has already donated food. That is true. Part of the proceeds that he gets from the church, from the tithe, from the offerings, they do a lot of CSR, that is the corporate social responsibility. They buy food for the vulnerable, they feed people, they give people food. And so you can't associate then somebody who is giving food to somebody who is telling people to starve and die. I've seen a report today in the morning that police have intercepted a communique from Pastor Mackenzie in letters, saying that his followers should continue fasting to death, you see. So I guess this is where Pastor Ezekiel gets hurt, because he's being associated for what, according to himself, he has not yet done. Okay, what he doesn't believe in, and his policies are different and things like that. So he has invited the Senate committee that is investigating him to actually go to his church in Mavueni and find out that even if they will find at the grave of a cat, it will be exhumed, because he says there is no documentary evidence or no physical or no evidence whatsoever to link him to cult-like following and things like that. He is honest, he preaches the word, and everything he says is actually in broad daylight. In fact, he said all his services are recorded live. You know, he doesn't have pre-recorded sermons. All his sermons are live recorded, and he said the reason for that is he wants to make sure that even if it's the DCI investigating him, it will be very easy for them to find out what they are looking for. You know, it will be easy to find out what ideologies. Instead of asking that question, you can actually play the sermons. You know, for instance, for Pastor Mackenzie, his sermons were trending all over, and he never hid from his ideology, saying school is evil, saying people should not eat, people should ban government documents, that all governments are inspired by the devil and they come from the devil and they worship the devil and things like that. So there is a distinct line between Pastor Ezekiel and Pastor Mackenzie. And for Pastor Ezekiel, he's saying, why should you condemn him unheard? You've not heard his side of the story. You've not given him a chance to speak and talk about his side of the story. He said actually this is the first time that he's being accorded a chance to speak, you know, and he needs a fair arbiter to come, or a mediator to come in between and say whatever this guy is saying is actually the truth. We have gone, we have investigated, and we have seen it is the truth. And I think it's high time the Senate closes this issue once and for all. They should actually visit the church, do the investigations, look for the files, even the DCI, interview even the members of the church, you know, and find out, go on a fact-finding mission, you know, and that is something that will be good, because eventually the truth will come out. Currently, as we speak, his TV station was shut down, his church was shut down by the government, and they believe there are reasons to shut down the churches. And from Pastor Ezekiel, he says there are no reasons actually to do that, because he never associated with Mackenzie. It was a buyer-seller relationship, and that ended that time, you know, and the ideologies are different and things like that. So let us see the conclusion of this inquiry. We hope that the Senate will do due diligence and not just rely on papers. Mackenzie say, Ezekiel says they should not rely on papers, they should not rely on reports, they should come out and do due diligence and engage in a fact-finding mission to find out really what transpired in all these issues that we are witnessing today. So we really hope there will be a speedy conclusion of the matter, bearing in mind that he still wants to continue to preach, has a heart for ministry, he has a heart to evangelize and things like that. So I am sure he really wants the conclusion of this matter to be as fast as possible, so that he can continue with his calling and his daily life that he has been called to. So there you have it, guys. I'll be here to follow it up for you in case there is any new developments to this issue or to this matter. It's a very weighty matter, a very grave matter for Kenyans. They want to follow it, they want to understand, they want to find out, they want to see what is happening. I'll be here, you guys, to make sure you are updated and you're kept abreast with what's happening in Kenya and around the world. Thank you guys for watching this video. This has been your guy, Elijah Gishuru. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like this video, drop a comment, and share this content with your friends and family, so that we can create a big community that can talk about anything and everything. In the meantime, adios, and see you in the next video.